7th, 2026, approximately 10:36 a.m. on that eastern side. We done flipped them poles, so it might be western. But then again, y'all know I don't know. But I know one doggone thing. On that birth certificate or that certificate of live birth, they named us and they put our names in all caps. So that means that they were absolutely standing on business when they named us. So I'm D'Amica. It is time for hashtag Lost Souls Tarot Cards, our portals to truth. So y'all already know what type of time I'm on. I'm about to open up some portals and reveal some truths. However, with this transmission, we're going to pull on the games of Buzzed, right? Buzzed, shout out to Buzzed. I have the game here with me. And with this game, it says, warning, this drinking game gets you and your friends hydrated, okay? So we're going to pull on the game of Buzzed. And then I also am going to pull out incoherent, okay? So incoherent is basically you got to guess the gibberish, right? So you know how I love to play their games, but not the way that they got them. Okay, because it's a message within a message within a message all the time. Yes, it is. All right, so thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Let's go ahead and get our elements on in here. So I'm going to start with swag incense. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. The last one, money blessing here. The last one, I got to go out and get me some more. About to pull out my sage. All right, so thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We got the incense going. We're going to go ahead and light our white candle here, fresh linen candle that we got from Dollar Tree. So that's our fire. Let's get these elements going. We have the window open. That's the air, right? I got some water right over here. I always got water. You are water. Okay, you are all the elements. Never forget that. And then I got some earth here. The rocks and things like that, right? Earth. You, Spirit. All right, so thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. Let's ring this bell. We are excited. We are ready to welcome in these energies, and we are here with the game of Buzzed and Incoherent. We're just what is out there. When people get buzzed, they tend to tell a whole lot of truth. So, Divine and Spirit, what kind of messages are we to receive from the game of Buzzed? Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, so again, we're going to pull on the game of Buzzed here. It's always about peace. That positive energy always creates elevation there, right? Always agape love. But in order to have that love, you got to have that heart. In order to have that heart, you got to have that soul, baby. I represent lost souls, right? Those that are disconnected from their divine purpose, right? Seem to be wandering or misconfused, and they got questions, but they not getting answers the right way. Welcome to the channel, all right? So we're going to start with the game of Buzzed here, and I'm just going to pick a few of them on out here. All right, but before I do that, let me keep in mind, I like to educate all of us, right? So what is the meaning of buzzed, right? So buzzed. Buzzed is an informal adjective meaning slightly intoxicated, tipsy from alcohol or drugs, or experiencing a feeling of high energy, excitement, or thrill here, right? It describes a mild state of stimulation, often used to indicate being high or having a buzz rather than being heavily intoxicated here, right? So we got intoxication, we got energy, we got excitement. There are several ways that you can get buzzed here, okay? Like I'm getting a buzz off of what I was feeling in the energy outside. And I'm gonna just leave it to the game to see what we can decode and to see mentally if I'm on the same frequency as outside without saying it on the channel, if that makes sense. And Divine and Spirit, you know what type game I like to play when I get in this mode here, okay? So let's get into it. We're going to pull on Buzzed here. And typically we want 13 messages. Okay, typically we want 13 messages. It says how to play, figure it out. It's simple, right? So in the game of life, you're always going to be decoding a lot of things, right? You're going to begin to figure out that life is just not handed to you, right? I read all the comments at the end. What up, y'all? Welcome to the frequency. All right, so we're on the game of Buzzed here. Life is not going to be handed to you, right? Ashe, we got to decode everything. So who getting buzzed and telling their truth? Let's see. Thank you, Divine. Thank you. We got one right there. It says, take a sip if for every step in your skincare routine. So take a sip for every step in your skincare routine. So someone is keeping up with their skincare routine. Something about skincare here, okay? We got two more. Drink if you had bunk beds growing. All right. Were you a top or bottom here, right? So something about maybe you grew up in a crowded home, or you had to have a bunk bed within your room and a specific bed that you slept on here, okay? It says here, drink if your crush has texted you during this game. You're blushing. So maybe somebody is going to receive a text or is expecting to receive a text, and particularly from someone that they have a crush on, okay? Or maybe that person has a crush on you and you don't know it, and they're getting ready to text you during this game. Ashe, let's have fun with it. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. So what I'm getting from this is, you know, when some folk get buzzed, they like to talk about themselves and particularly how they take care of themselves, right? The first portal was talking about take a sip for every step in your skincare routine, right? So they like to talk about their routine and their daily things, their rituals in regards to skincare, their beauty here, okay? They always want to talk about it, especially when they get buzzed here. And then the second one, drink if you had bunk beds growing up. Were you a top or a bottom? It can go several ways when you're buzzed. In that last portion, in that question, were you a top or a bottom there, right? So it could be bunk beds involved. It could be somebody who, you know, is a top or a bottom. You dig what I'm saying? Drink if you're crushed, and I said drunk, so somebody might be getting drunk and thinking about their crush here, okay, and whether or not they're going to text them or if they're going to text you. But whatever it is, you're blushing here. If you're wearing a belt, drink and then buy some pants that fit. So you got folk out here that's talking about how they like to talk about themselves and their routine on their beauty or their handsomeness, but they also got baggy jeans here, okay? Baggy jeans, and we know what that means nowadays in 2026 when you wear the baggy jeans there, right? So yeah, put a belt on it, or are you a part of that community? Right? So we got drink if you've ever dated someone with different political beliefs than you. That's what we call working across the aisle here, okay? So maybe someone that you grew up with has a different political belief in you, okay? Because it's falling under that bunk bed situation there. And maybe someone who, in regards to political beliefs, maybe there's some people out there who doesn't have the same belief in you when it comes to actuality here, okay? And maybe they have a different point of view here. This just fell out of my hand here. The person reading this starts a compliment train going to the left. Once everyone has received one, drink together. You guys feeling warm and fuzzy, or is that just your drink? So whatever's going on here, someone likes to give compliments here, okay? And then maybe they're not receiving the compliments back, or it's saying that maybe you are finally receiving your flowers here, okay? And how do you feel about that? Is it just the drink, or you being buzzed, or is it really genuine feelings of warm and fuzziness here, okay? And it's falling under that crush, right? Remember that crush that either you want to text or they're going to text you? That's 6. Oh, what's that? Mashed potatoes or tater tots. Vote on which is better. Losing team is drinking, okay? So, yeah, there's a competition on potato type of situation here. Vote on which is better. So, the losing team has to drink here. And it's all on differences with this card here, voting on which is better there, right? Competition here, right? So, and then it's also falling under that same column that has that beauty, that skin routine, right? They're concerned about how they look, right? and their routine on how they look, right? And then it's like if you're wearing a belt, drink and then buy some pants type of energy here, okay? Mashed potatoes or tater tots. Somebody likes to compete and compare here, okay? And they don't like to lose. They don't like to be a part of a losing team. So someone's not comfortable being themselves here. Whoever's cup is the most full right now, catch up by drinking to make it the least full. So someone is trying to catch up. There are others trying to catch up with other people's instead of staying in their lane, and they're causing problems or issues within trying to make a difference in beliefs here, okay? And it could be childhood, family, or friends, or socialist, or whatever it is. It's going back to that. If you had bunk beds growing up, someone close to you here, okay, that you were able to sleep in a bunk bed, right? But y'all definitely have different political beliefs here. Yeah. And that says that's what we call working across the aisle. Whoever's cup is the most full right now, catch up by drinking to make it the least full. I'm drinking some tea. And it was full because it was hot. Uh-huh. That's 8. We need 5 more, y'all. Ooh, let's see what we got here. So I got these that flipped over. We're going to put these back. They're not even flipped over there. So let's see. If you can touch your tongue to your nose, show us, and then touch your tongue to your drink. I ain't finna show nobody no shit like that, right? But somebody like to show off their little freakiness, okay? All right, they like to show their tongue there, okay? So you got a deep throater out there. Uh-huh. Yes, you do. God damn it. Somebody like that shit. If we grown here, I know I put children should not be here, or kids, get your stank ass on if you is, especially mine. You know how I do. The fuck wrong with you? But anyway, we got this person here. We probably get a little bit wrong because it said we're playing Buzz here, right? So and it's in the same column with that crush there, right? They blushing about their crush, and they sending out these goddamn pictures probably of how they can take that thing down, baby, or how he can lick that motherfucker up and slurp it. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. The person reading this starts a compliment train going, and then you getting compliments. This motherfucker getting compliments on how they. I'm trying to tell you some nasty, freaky shit going on. Not nasty, but you know, freaky and shit like that. Ooh, that's portal number 9 too. Next portal: drink if you're single. Loneliness never tasted so good. So this is falling under the same column of those that like to talk about their beauty, their handsomeness, their skin routine, and things. Those that are, you know, they like who they are. They love who they are. They like to talk about it, especially when they buzzed here, right? And they get a buzz out of talking about themselves. And in particularly, it might be somebody that need to put a belt on here and pack their bag. Their pants are sagging here. And we know how we going in our culture with the saggy pants and where that all come from, right? Okay. Somebody gonna try to take your booty. And you want them to take your booty when your pants sagging. So now you got a debate here that's going on, because remember that mashed potatoes or tater tots, and it's a vote on which is better here. So somebody is like competing with somebody, maybe doing some dumbass mirror magic out there and shit. But they're still lonely, but they're saying it never tasted so good here, okay? So maybe, here's what I'm getting from this. This motherfucker that's in the mirror doing that mirror magic with that skin routine stuff, not saying that it's mirror magic. We all do it. We all embrace ourselves and our own energy within that mirror portal, right? But you got somebody else out here who's pretending or not comfortable being themselves here, okay? At all. And they're hiding it, or they're hiding it under a persona, and they like to debate here, okay? And they're losing that debate because they're not realizing that they're debating against themselves here, if that makes sense. So it says drink if you're single. So yeah, drink if you're single, because loneliness never tasted so good. Ashe. Ashe. Let's see here. Next column. The player with the biggest shoe size has a big, I'm gonna let y'all read it. I don't know if they're gonna ban me. Big dick. I don't give a damn if they ban me though. I ain't even getting monetized. Can they even do that shit? I mean drink. So in this column here is something about the childhood experience here. Somebody that you're very close to, because remember, it says bunk beds here. Drink if you had bunk beds growing up, right? Where you a top or a bottom can go several ways here, okay? Drink if you've ever dated someone with different and difficult political beliefs here. So somebody disagrees with your belief systems and you don't even necessarily care about their belief system, but they don't even care about their belief system, if that's making sense here, okay? And then it's like they're trying to catch up to you by drinking a fucking certain drink that they not even aligned with here, if that makes sense. They trying to drink water from your fountain here and they can't, right? Because whoever's cup is the most full right now catch up by drinking to make it the least full here. So you're trying to siphon that person's energy, water, from their cup here so that they could be less full in energy. You fool, whoever you are. So now you talking about here the player with the biggest shoe size has a big drink. You know what I'm saying? So now you still trying to compete and compare, and you making yourself look small here because it ain't even got the D-I-C-K. It just got D-I-C. The K is missing, and you know why. Look at that there. The Kundalini energy here, okay? The K is missing on this. The Kundalini energy is missing from you here, okay? Your Christ consciousness is not able to rise, whatever's going on. Let's finish getting buzzed here. So we got drink if you have an Instagram account for your pet. Drink twice if the handle is the pet's name and the city where it lives. Take a seat, Coco, in New York City. So somebody in the energy, right, likes to talk about their crush. In particularly, they want to be complimented on the tongue exchange, the sexual exchanges that they can do there, okay? Because remember, if you could touch your tongue to your nose, show us, and then touch your tongue to your drink, right? So then this coming out here, talking about have a seat, you and your pet. Go have a seat here. You got a nickname for your pet, and the nickname involves your specific city here, okay? And it's on an Instagram account or some type of social media account here, okay? Don't be doing them like that. I like some of them little pet accounts that I've been coming across here. I ain't gonna lie, shit, I ain't gonna lie. There's one damn dog that's on Instagram. His name is fucking Purnell. And I can't remember his owner's name. I don't mean to say Master Purnell, right? But I don't remember your mama or your owner's name on Instagram. She does hair, beautiful hair, shade hair, something like that, right? But I promise you, Purnell, if you go to Instagram and you look Purnell the dog, you're going to see Purnell ass up there getting fussed at by his owner because Purnell be cutting up in the streets there, okay? So I like accounts like that because they're interactive and, Purnell has his own little personality there, okay? He be fucking their neighborhood up. I be cracking up, and it's the ad-libbing, how they interact with their pets. And, anyway, 13th and final portal coming from the Buzz game here, all right? And it's saying that drink if you weren't originally going to come out tonight. We're so glad to have you. So if you joined the channel, yo, I appreciate you. Divine and Spirit appreciates you for coming through here tonight. But in particularly, maybe you weren't going to go somewhere, right? Like yesterday, it took everything in me to get to the physical therapy and exercise that I had to do. I know I was going to go and do it, but I'm trying to tell you, the pull, I was like, damn, I was trying to find reasons to think in my head as to why I wasn't going to go. And yes, I still went, and I told the doctor that I ain't want to come and all that, and pushed through the whole exercise. They even threw in another exercise and cranked that joint out. But my thing is, You still did it. Whatever's going on, you still went out, and it says we're so glad to have you. So you're welcomed in that energy of wherever you're going here. And if that's so, I'm proud of you for pushing out of that uh comfort of wanting to be uncomfortable. All right. So now let me flip the camera so y'all can have y'all own point of view. You dig what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to you, Key Stewart 6235 for that new subscription. We almost at 1,000, y'all. And again, you're not pressured to subscribe. I've learned my lesson. Figure out if this is the type of channel you want to interact with, because I'm pretty sure you're catching on with your own algorithm. Once you subscribe to somebody, you're going to see their content. Oh, well, I don't like to call my stuff content, but you're going to see their creations come up on your channel there, all right, in your algorithm. So just be cautious. There's always going to be a message coming out when you see me. But here's the Buzzed game here, okay? And here's the messages from Buzzed. And remember, you always can read these up and down, like vertical, horizontal. You could read it diagonal. You could read it from the corners. You could read it just by taking the center here, right? So overall, for example, overall, in the beginning, somebody was so busy, fucked up, and buzzed talking about their beauty and their healthcare and skin routine that by the time we got in the middle of the whole event, it was a whole debate about political beliefs. You see what I'm saying? How it could go. And then they started taking more shots, or they started drinking more because they was trying to catch up to us. And they got fucked up even more. In the end, I'm just glad I came out and I didn't get as fucked up as them. And I'm glad they enjoyed my energy. You see how that can go? Or that was just a quick little rundown as to how you can just read and decode things out here in this realm, your world, whatever you call it. It's always a message within a message. And that's the whole reason why I'm pulling out these card games, because I know, and I'm still going to pull out my Oracle deck later. Yes, I am, just to get a couple of messages out of that as well, because every word that comes out of my mouth, we just be holding judgment over here, including thyself. And I know that if you know you're working on everything that you have to work on, and then it's within your greatest, highest good, right? Remember, you are the divine mission. You are the high stakes mission, right? And you know you're doing everything divinely to push forward within that mission. I say to you, I say to you, I say to you, right? And for those that's trying, I say to you, right? And even for those that is hating, I say to you, you ain't doing nothing but helping us grow and realizing how strong we actually are. Right? All right, so we just did Buzz. So now we're going to pull on the game of incoherent, okay? So thank you to the game of Buzzed here. Thank you to the game of Buzzed. So now we're going to pull on incoherent here, right? And incoherent, let's look up the Google definition of incoherent real quick here. So we got incoherent. Wait, so for those just coming in, buzzed. It's a slightly intoxicated, tipsy from alcohol or drugs, or experiencing a feeling of high energy, excitement, or thrill. Now we're going to go to incoherent, okay? And then we're going to see what messages is in the air, right? Are they related to you? Can you relate? Sometimes it's not of you. And no, you're not going to relate. All right, so we got incoherent out here. The definition of incoherent describes something, usually speech or thought, that lacks logic, clarity, or connection, making it difficult to understand here, okay? So whether you're buzzed, high, or we just can't understand you, right? Making it difficult to understand. It can also mean lacking physical cohesion, meaning loose, or in physics, waves that are not in phase. So confused, disjointed, rambling, unintelligible, and disconnected here, right? So incoherent. And I'm just going to pick a few from each section here. I got party, I got spicy, I got pop culture here. So we're just going to pick a few from there. All right. And for example, on this front part, can you read that? What does that say? So the whole purpose of the game is to try to figure out what this term is, right? Right? So a hint is it's not what you say. All right. So here's the answer. Okay? Actions speak louder than words. Okay? Y'all see that? So again, I'm going to flip it back. Incoherent, right? Something usually that is usually speech or a thought that lacks logic, clarity, or a connection, making it difficult to understand. All right. Actions speak louder than words here. All right. For example, saying you'll stop eating their leftovers doesn't matter if you're going to keep doing it. Right. The action, stop eating their leftovers. For somebody put something in their food and then you eat something that's going to get your ass sick or something like that. All right, so we're going to put this to the side here. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit. We're here with the game of incoherent. And we just want to pull out a couple of words here, terms here, in regard to what messages are we to receive today here, right? So thank you, Divine. Thank you, Spirit here, all right? Ashe. All right, let's see. Woo. Okay, I think that's about 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 so far here, all right? So I'm going to do it like this. And the hint is question about pleasure. So the question is, do you like that? Right? So here's the question. Do you like that? So maybe there's something out there that you're questioning yourself with, right? And the divine spirit is asking you, do you even like that? Do you like that? Right? Either a polite question or turn off based on the circumstance here, all right? So it's something about a question here. Do you like that? Feeling relaxed. And the plot twist is someone you know is the masseuse here, okay? So this is saying something about a naked massage here, okay? So do you like that? And particularly maybe a naked massage here? Take it how it resonates. The plot twist though, someone you know is the masseuse here. Number 3 is I don't even know how to say it in its normal form here. So it's a hot dog. Whatever it is, it's a hot dog here, okay? And you know the hint for the hot dogs. The little key word that they use for like food, like pizza and hot dog and shit like that. So Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel is out here, right? Naked massage, Wiener Schnitzel. Do you like that? I don't like where this is going. A food we put in here because it's just really fun to say, right? But you got to know where my mind is going with this here, right? So if I know that a code word for hot dog is a little boy in certain communities, and then I got naked massage out here, and then I also got do you like that? Do you understand where my mind is going? And how you can decode things within a message. And there's always a message within a message. JK, I'm only half kidding. So somebody's talking about, I'm only half kidding. When you're scared, giving harsh advice to your bestie about their relationship here. So they're trying to, downplay the whole situation here. Only half kidding, as if it's a joke. It's not a joke here, okay? Talking about daddy wants you, come to papa, right? Do you like that? Naked massage? Wiener schnitzel? I'm only half kidding. Come to papa. Do you see where this is going? Right? And particularly, they want you to say, daddy wants you. What you say when you see the server coming out with your food. That's 5. Let's get a couple more on out here. So somebody is out there screaming, let's fucking go, right? And this is like a win here, right? Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. After snagging the last brownie. Did y'all read that? And maybe because they're incoherent, they're not able to display this information here, right? Everything I say is under judgment. Did I mention that? And we're talking about a Nepo baby that's out here. A Nepo baby, right? A famous parent, the child of a famous person. That's falling under hot dog here. A child of a famous person and milking every gallon of that privilege. We have taken human form. No more worries. Taking it from behind is going to fall under half. I'm only half kidding, right? Taking it from behind. If doggy is the ghost style, doggy, right? So here's what I'm getting from this. That's the 8th portal here. Here's what I'm getting from this whole story right now. There is, and particularly, it might be a famous kid out there, right? And particularly a boy that's incoherent, right? Either giving naked massages or receiving naked massages and being asked, do you like that? Or being told to ask that entity, do you like that? And that entity is saying, I'm only half kidding. I'm not with that one eye shit. So if you ever see that on my channel, I ain't with that shit. All right. And then you got that other entity that's talking about, I'm only half kidding, talking about some come to papa. Right. And then they're celebrating it. Let's fucking go. Right. And you got Nepo baby that came out here. Right. A famous parent or a child of a famous person here. Right. And milking every gallon of that privilege here, right? Talking about taking it from the back. Doggy style. Shit. Here we go again. Or karaoke bar, right? Karaoke bar. Something about a karaoke bar. Come to papa here. Karaoke bar. Do you like that? Karaoke bar. A safe space for tone deaf music lovers. They sharing passwords. Whatever's going on, they sharing passwords here, right? This is portal number 10. They're sharing passwords, and they think they got a win here. Let's fucking go. But there's a naked massage in this column here, okay? Plot twist. The masseuse is someone that they know. They sharing passwords using someone else's account here. A true testament to how good of a friend someone is. Look at this shit here. Go deeper is going to fall under Nepo baby and hot dog here. Hot dog is usually a male kid, right? A boy, right? Excuse me. And And it's connected to let's fucking go, but it's also connected to Nepo baby. And it's in the same column as go deeper. Really getting in there. Unfortunate, if not possible. Okay? Damn, these are messages. Like flat out, this is a message. Somebody need help, right? Oh, my ears is like really, hold on, tune it down. Ashe. Woo! Somebody needs help, right? And we all do, but in particularly with these messages that are coming out right now, I really just jumped on here seeing how this would go with the game Incoherent and Buzzed. I already was very familiar with Buzzed, but this is my first time cracking open Incoherent, right? Again, these are my daughter's games, and I just saw it laying there. I'm like, hey, they got cards. Everything has a message. Let's pull this out here. And I know y'all saw me just pick different ones out of different categories there. And I'm just like, let's see where this goes. Welcome to the channel. Shit. Welcome to the fucking channel. What's this say? My nipples are sensitive. My nipples are sensitive. It's falling under taking it from behind and only half kidding. A common side effect of chafing or biting based on the activity. Be careful with boobs or chest area. So yeah, somebody being abused here. Somebody's definitely reaching out here, and they're incoherent. They have the incapacity to say this confirmation on top of confirmation, right? Incoherent. Hold on, y'all. Incoherent. Let's get back to the definition real quick, right? Something usually speech or thought that lacks logic, clarity, or connection, making it difficult to understand here. Confused, disjointed, disconnected, rambling, unintelligible, illogical, irrational. It can be with rage or with grief here, okay? 13th and final portal with this incoherent here is eat me out. Damn! This game is spicy, motherfucker. This motherfucker said eat me out. Technically, eaten in if you think about it. It says technically eaten in if you think about it. And so with that abused entity that's being abused, you got somebody in particularly being abused by a woman here. Okay? Talking about some eat me out. Or a man that like to get his ass eaten out here. Because it says oral ask. Can y'all see that on there? Okay? So, oh my God, what the fuck, divine and spirit? Shouldn't me. Okay, so the pink, whatever is the red one, is spicy. So now we know what spicy mean here. And a lot of spicy came out here. Let me flip the camera. The red one is spicy or pink, whatever color that is. The blue one is party. And the yellow one is pop culture here. And here's the deck that I just grabbed a few because I just didn't know what was going on with it. I just wanted to see. Oh, my bad. I just wanted to see. So I just grabbed a few out of the box here. But I be damned if this motherfucker ain't come through with a message. Damn, y'all. Y'all see that shit? So let's see here. We're at 38:56 on that timer. Thank you to the game of Incoherent, right? Thank you. Wow. Shitting me. And we're going to put all these that we already pulled out, we're going to put them to the side as well. We'll keep pulling on these cards until we get all the way down to the last cards and then shuffle them up and put them on back in. Yeah. Damn. Actions speak louder than words. Don't forget that. All right. Wow, that was fun. That was heavy. I'm sweating and shit. Give me a second, y'all. I'm sweating and shit. Woo. Damn. Somebody need help, though. I know I'm smiling and I'm laughing, but nah, in reality, somebody really needs help here, okay? and by somebody, as we all are reflecting off the same light. Somebody's need help, whether they're famous or not. But in particularly, this came out about those that are considering themselves to be famous here. All right, so we're gonna pull on the oracle deck and get our final messages from the oracle deck here. Yep, because I gotta get ready to show up and start prove to myself that I can show up for these challenges I done signed up for. uh-huh. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. We're just going to pull on the oracle deck. Last and final messages coming from the oracle deck. And whatever you give us to receive, we'll take it. Ashe. After we get the oracle deck on out the way, we're going to go ahead and read the comments, and then we're going to pray and cut the cords to the energies of these energies, and send out that, we're going to send out that help, which is already sent out here, right? That's the whole process of the cleansing time with the springtime coming up. If you guys feel that energy, that pull, this is cleansing time, okay? Cleansing. So those that have planted those seeds so that they can bloom on and sprout. Here we go. Thank you, divine. Thank you, spirit. Hulu is up here, right? Hulu and Netflix. Something about Hulu and Netflix is in the energy here. Damn, that one card went back in. I saw it too, but it went back in. I was about to try to go fish it. Deer Island, New Haven, Connecticut here. I got some coordinates. New Haven, Connecticut, Deer Island, 44.35, 44.359063 degrees north, 75.909345 degrees west. Deer Island reminds me of the Blink Twice movie. Society owns and manages it. It's on the St. Lawrence River, as above, so below. Alexandra Robbins, an author, get together and rekindle old friendships. Could be relevant here, okay? New Haven, Connecticut as well. I'm looking at Ra, Anubis, Nut, Gabe, and Mut. So Ra representing sun, creation, and sun, man with the head of a falcon and the sun above him, creator of the universe, okay? Anubis, death, protector of tombs, human with the dog head, judge and defender of dead souls here. Nut, sky and motherhood, controls celestial bodies, woman with a pot of water, a cow, a winged figure, or an ark stretched over the earth. Mother, protector, and ruler of celestial bodies. Oh my God. When I say we calling judgment and these deities and gods and goddesses that have been jumping out lately, woo! We got Jeb here, earth, over earth. I got man with the snake head, or human man with the goose head, creator of earth. And I got Mut, or Mut, I think. Family, giver and taker of life, vulture, or crowned woman, mother. Pharaohs often depicted with the head of a god, symbolizing their divine authority and connection with the sun and sky. So you got a lot of these ancient deities that's coming out here, right? Because as all is under judgment here, they are going to definitely rise to whatever truth it is here. You got Aztec coming out here. So Aztec, god of war. I don't know how to say this name. Huitzilopochtli. Have fun with that. The god of the vegetation. Quetzalcoatl. Aztec. Sheesh. You gotta have a tongue. Huitzilopochtli. Huitzilopochtli, right? Huitzilopochtli. And then you got Quetzal, I don't know, shit, I tried. Woo! Now we're going to move on to what's going to fall under Deer Island here, okay? Let's see. New Haven, Connecticut. I'm looking at mythical ancient worlds, all right? Aru, Akat, Duat, the Indestructibles, Land of Manu and Nun. Part 1, Egypt. Finnish, Etruscan, right? Finnish, UKKO, the god of thunder and sky. Tapio, guardians of forest and nature. Craftsman and creator. Damn, you got Etruscan here. Mediterranean coastal areas. Greek mythology. You got Odysseus, Nethans, Diomedes. I don't know how to say these names. Lauren, Aplu. You got a lot of names on here, right? I'm looking at neo-paganism is out here now, okay? And it's falling under that Aztec situation in Hulu and Netflix. Neo-paganism, revive authentic pantheons and rituals of ancient cultures. You got romantic feelings, dramatic, 19th century, ritual, dark ritual magic, British orders of druids, liquor, tobacco, before World War II. You got GMO, you got deliberate, eclectic, and reconstructive ways. Carl Jung, modern witchcraft, contemplative and celebrative ways. Gotta be quicker than that. Ancient religions of Europe and the Middle East here. Polytheistic. And then I also on here, I drew this here. I'm going to hold it here, see if y'all can see that here. So in this imagery here, you got Wicca, which is in the middle of it, right? On the left-hand side, you got paganistic and esotericism. On the right-hand side, you got neo-paganism, like Buddhism here, okay? And you on the whole card, I got secret philosophies, mystics, secret meaning, exoteric, EXOTERIC, right? I got ancient Greek mysteries, ESO is within, EXO is outside, okay? Pythagoreans, privileged disciples, Plato and Aristotle is also on here. I'm looking at Tucker, Chris, and Long Nia. Yaldabaoth Archon came out here saying, representing Saturn, the demiurge here, fornication, chaos, illusions. We got Moses is also out here as well. Damn. And that's the 9th portal. I'm looking at cat domestication was absolutely deliberate, okay? Liberal justices supported Gore, so they support their kind, right? The liberal justices are always going to support their kind. And particularly, I got Al Gore on here, okay? Who was Al Gore? Was he like a vice president or a president? I remember that name there. The 12th portal is this, saying they heard the screams and did nada. Damn. And it's in the same column as Ra, Anubis, Nut, Jeb, and Mutt. Y'all in some shit here, man. Woo-wee! And the 13th and final portal is as above, so below. As above, so below. Thank you to the Oracle deck. What up, baby? Thank you to the Oracle deck. As above, so below. All right, yep, we're at 50 minutes. Let's go ahead and read over these comments, and then we gonna pray. We gonna pray, we gonna pray. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, and I got Key Stewart, 6235. The only comment that I got here that says new sub here. Ashe to you. Ashe, let us pray, and then we'll come on a little later. But let us pray. We rebuke all spells, all rituals, and all castings that are not of the highest frequencies of source love consciousness that may have been projected our way on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly. Anything and everything that we are all connected to spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and ethereally, they are all protected. All is transmuted into whatever was sent to me, and then it is sent back to its source because I am already sovereign and because I am already free. Any agreements and any contracts that I may have agreed to while I was being on lower paradigms of existence, of consciousness, they are already cut. They are already ended on all timelines, planes, and dimensions, consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly, collective. I know I am sovereign, divine collective. I know that you are sovereign, divine collective together. I know damn well we are sovereign. It is done because we've already won. It is done because we've already won. It is done because we've already won. And so it is. All right, y'all. So make sure you say your prayer, right? Make sure you say your prayer, or you make sure you say this prayer or a prayer in increments of 3, 6, or 9 in order to make your manifestation, your dream, or your vision come alive. All right. Damn, I got to sing y'all a song. All right. Instead of singing you a song, I'm going to read something out my Bible real quick. Hashtag reverse the negative. I'm going to revise it and get it back on somebody's platform to get it sold again. I don't know why Barnes & Noble took it off. But anyway, this is called going to the haikus here. Let's see here. This is called the evolution, okay? And a haiku. Wanting more from life, waiting to be served my share, welcoming new life. Okay, so welcome to the evolution here. Okay, you were wanting more from life, right? We always want more from life itself, right? And we are always waiting to be served our particularly share, but we're no longer waiting for anything, right? We are welcoming our new life. Ashe to that. All right, Ashe. Much peace, much light, much love, but especially the darkness, because dark matter. Okay, and if ain't nobody told y'all today, my bad. And again, I said it earlier on my other transmission, and always I keep it in the energy that I love you. Okay, I love you. I love you. All right. So until next time, keep up that good energy. And don't forget, we're soaring, fly.